Welcome back to Larry's Fountain Pens. I'm Larry the Pen Bug Guy. Well, today's been one of those kind of unusual days here in Fort Worth. Woke up this morning, it was chilly outside and icky, rainy, and then now it's all sunny outside and just a nice day and no rain and kind of cool but still pleasant. The weather here's been like up and down, like a seesaw. You know, one day it's nice, one day it's not so nice, one day it's cold, one day it's warm. So, anyway, so much for the weather, right? So let's get on to the next pen review I'm about to review. Now, it took me a while to want to buy this pen. It took me a long time to finally talk myself into buying this pen. I'm going to tell you what I like about this pen and what I don't like about this pen. There's not a lot of pens that I really don't care for. Mediocre maybe and you know, and there's some pens that I just don't care for. So, let's talk about this pen right now. I got this off eBay in China. It's a Chinese pen, Delike. D-E-L-I-K-A, Delike. Comes in a cardboard sleeve. And I'll give it this to this pen. It's got a nice presentation as far as the pen case goes. So we'll just push it out of the sleeve. And again, they did a real nice job on the pen case. I do like pen cases. And this is metal. I can bang it. Get something here to bang it a little bit for you. Nice little tin pen case. And it's got the Delike on here. And writing instrument. And I think what's cool about the pen case is the pen on the top of the lid. On the bottom, just Chinese stuff for labeling and stuff. So, we pop off the lid, set that aside. And here we find a pen. And you're probably thinking the same thing I'm thinking. Because what I was thinking is this pen reminded me awful lot of another pen. So this pen is nicely secured in kind of a hard foam velvet cover here so it won't get scratched up. Then it's got some kind of green little marking here with Chinese inscriptions. So, and I don't read Chinese. So let's go ahead and pull the pen out. And it is a nice little tin. I'll give it that. So, I got the blue one. On the cap of the pen, it says War and Peace. Okay. It looks really nice. The pen has a nice look to it. It's kind of got a matte finish maybe to me looking. I was looking at a Jinhao that I got that was black that had the same resemblance of the texture of this pen. Now this is me. Somebody may say something different. That's cool. But this is what I'm getting out of this pen. But it is a nice looking pen. And it comes with a clip. Now that's a plus. I like that as well. So far, I do like the War and Peace on there. A lot of people I hear don't like it. I do like the color and the texture of the pen. I do like the clip on the pen. So those are all pluses. So, okay. Let's go ahead and as we go up to the very top of the cap to the finial, not really nothing much going on there. And we go on down to the barrel and it kind of narrows out here, slims out at the end, and I'll show you why in a minute, as if you don't already know. So, nice looking pen. And I would say that the cap has, what do I want to call these? The little, there's got 1, 2 facets, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7, 8. That's what it reminds me of, just automatically. But that helps it from staying in place. Anywhere you lay it, it'll stay in place. I do like that. Okay, so that's really helpful. Then you got that clip to also help them if the little facet things didn't stop the pen from rolling off. The clip's going to help. And if that don't help from rolling off, then you're just out of luck. Boom. So, what do we have so far? A nice pocket pen, a really nice blue color, which I like, and a nice clip. And on this clip here, it has a Delike with, I guess, their own little logo there. So that's interesting. They did put some work into this pen. I'll give them that. Nicely made. So let's unscrew the pen. And let me look down this cap for a minute. Not much going on there. And that's why it's slim at the end of the barrel, because this will post and securely post. I like it. I like this as well. So everything is going the way I like it. I like a pen that is going to function properly, that looks good for me, that feels good in the hand for me, that has a little bit of weight. I like that has a little bit of length to it, a little bit of girth or a lot of girth. So this is all working fine. As we go down the barrel to the end of the barrel to the grip, it's a small grip. But, you know, I have small fingers, so it's no problem for me. But for the folks that have large fingers, it might be a problem, but it shouldn't be, because there's no really step off here to make your fingers uncomfortable, so you can put your fingers up here if you have to. I hold my pen right like this, and some may hold it up here like that, and that's not going to be a problem. So as we go down to look at the nib, that's the most important part of the pen for me. And the nib has Delike on there, super quality. And it's got a little, some designs going on it. Not a bad looking little nib, I'll give it that. I like the way the nib looks. And it is an extra fine. Okay, we'll get to the nib in a minute. Let's unscrew the pen. Another thing I like about this pen, it comes with a ink converter. That's a major plus. A lot of times, more high-end pens, mid-range pens, don't come with converters. You have to buy those. I don't like that. I think I'm spending enough money already. Can't they throw in a converter? So, and that's cool. And it's a nice converter. I'll give it that. Not no icky, just one of those that'll just break in a few twists. It looks pretty sturdy. It's a pull-in, push-in, pull-out type of converter. Let's get to this nib. Extra fine nib. You see that? Okay. As you all know, I'm not an extra fine nib person or a fine nib. I do play around with some fine nibs, and every once in a while with some extra fine, and they're pretty decent for being a fine and extra fine. My favorite nib is medium. So this nib is extra fine, and I have done some reviews on some other Chinese pens that are extra fine, and they were pretty decent writers. I give it that. So, before I go into anything else, I'll give you the dimensions of this pen. The length of the pen when it's closed, just like this, so you all won't get lost here. This is going to be 114.3 millimeters. Now, when you post the pen, it's 4.49 inches. This is without posting, and I have small hands, and you can take some quick notes, but for a long writing session, I would suggest highly that you post your pen. That's going to give you some balance there when you're writing with it. The weight of this pen, with that ink I had in it, is 23.4 grams. I bought the pen off eBay, and I've been seeing them for some time, and free shipping, and it was $14.06. So, you know, I said, I'm really kind of leery of getting an extra fine nib because they're so horrible in my opinion. I'm not an extra fine person. I know there's a lot of folks out there that love extra fine, and that's cool. I'm not one of those. So I went ahead and grabbed it. My favorite color, blue, and then they had a red one that I was going to pick up, but after trying this pen, it changed my mind. They say in the description they added more metal parts. For example, the trailing metal part of the ink absorbent and the metal parts of the absorber are connected by the threads. So, everything has been changed up a little, I guess, inside here and by the threads, but it is nice. And so that's what the description says, you know, when you look it up. I don't know if that's going to make a difference or not. So, the color of ink I'm going to be using is the favorite Noodler's Bay State Blue. Love the color. And that's what I use with the Q-tip. Put it on there. Now, just to show you what it looks like with a medium nib, that's what it looks like with a medium nib, and this is what it looks like with a Q-tip. To give you a little, show you the difference. Because there is a difference between using the Q-tip and a nib. And we'll do some pen comparisons before I get into the writing. So there's the pen. And here's the J. Herbern. Same, almost the same size. And here's the Pilot, one of my favorite pens. A little longer, but it gives you the idea. Now, here is the Otto. And this is just a tag, well, not a tag, a bit shorter than the Delike. Of course, no comparisons as far as the grip. I'm just going for the length of the pen anyway. Now, here's a pen that I was talking about earlier that it reminds me of. The mighty Kaweco. This is a pen. I love the feel, the color, the way it writes. A nice pocket pen. In fact, this is my favorite pocket pen. Of all the pocket pens, this is my favorite right here. It's not a perfect pen, no, but it's a cool pen. So, let's go ahead and post these. And I do like it because it's a screw-on cap. And so is the Kaweco. Now they're both posted. And the Delike's a little bit longer than the Kaweco. And the nibs are almost identical. Almost. Wouldn't you say, Mr. Announcer? Look at that.
Yes.
Wow. Now that is interesting, isn't it? Now what the Delike has over the Kaweco is they furnish a converter. You can now buy the Kaweco converter for, I don't know, what, $3 to $5. On the Delike, they do have a clip, which I really like that. And again, on the Kaweco, you have to buy the clip. All right. So we're through with that. So now it's judgment time. I am going to do some writing. And this pen will speak for itself. But we're not done yet. All right. I'll use the bottom of this page on the Rhodia lined paper. And I'll go ahead and post it. And let's see how it's going to write. And we'll do some swirls, and I'm going to tell you about this nib in a minute. Check for wetness. It is extra fine, so you're not going to get a lot of wetness out of it. And we'll do some fast writing. And the nib, it's scratching, very dry. And there it is with pressure. And for me to get the ink flowing, you have to press down on that nib to get it going like that. If not, and you're writing like this, you're going to get that kind of writing. That's because I just finished doing this. But when the ink starts getting down in the nib, you're going to have to start pressing on the nib a little harder like that to get that ink back out flowing again. Upside down. It does write, but as you see there, I wouldn't recommend it. Now, let's do it a little bit more. Okay, well, extra fine nib. To me, this was too extra fine. It was, I just didn't care for the nib. I've had some other Chinese extra fine nibs that I really did enjoy using, believe it or not. From a 1 to 10 on the scale, making 10 the best and 1 the worst, I'm going to have to be honest about the pen. Everything works real well, except for the nib. It wasn't that bad. But for me, I just wasn't feeling it, to be honest with you. I'd give it a 6. Because of the way it looks, the way it feels, the design, the clip, the converter, ink converter in it. They took some time putting this together. It is a copy, I think, of what the Kaweco looks like. Even what I call facets right here, this pen has the same thing. It's identical to it. Even the shapes of it are the same as the Kaweco. It screams to me Kaweco. If you get right down there and look, the way their shape is just like the Kaweco. So, is it worth $14.06? You tell yourself that. Free shipping? Well, that's entirely up to you. It's your money. So, you spend it wisely. That's going to wrap up today's review on the Delike. There's many reviews of this pen going around. And I haven't watched any, so I will watch a few later. See what the other reviewers have found on the pen. These are mine, and I'm okay with that. Thanks again for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to Larry's Fountain Pen. Hit that subscribe button. Don't forget, if you hit that little pin button, bell, it's going to let you know when I'm coming up with a video. And if you'd like to help me out, you can. Share the video. Take care, God bless, and don't text and drive. I'm done. Takes care, folks. Later.